Cavaliers Live is presented by Wayside Furniture. Well, certainly a happy Cavaliers team headed home to Cleveland on this chilly night in Minnesota. The Cavaliers now improved to 12-1 against the Western Conference and 35-6 overall on the season at the midway point as they take down the Timberwolves tonight, 124-117. Hi everyone, welcome into our FanDuel Sports Network studios. I'm Kaylee Griffin, and as you can see, I find myself alone at the desk right now, and that is because my dear friend and analyst, Boobie Gibson, has found himself already on the soapbox. So, Boobie, take it away.
Listen, I could not wait. I wasn't here a couple games, but after the last one, I felt the panic. I felt people ready to jump off the ship. These guys are ready for war. We came out tonight and we understood the mission. Yeah, we lost. But sometimes it's not about when you fall, it's about how you get up. And these guys respond every time they face adversity. So if we're gonna be Cavs fans, we gotta be ready to lock in for the full ride. No more panic if we lose. Let's stay together because these guys, I think, are ready to get it done.
You know who was ready, Boobie? Donovan and Darius.
That's what it is. That's our all-star backcourt.
Yes, it is. VoteCavs.com, and they combined for 65 points tonight. And guess what? They are standing by with Serena Williams.
Thanks, Kaylee. Donovan, you said this morning that one of the most important things is just how this team responds. How do you feel like this team responded?
We played a pretty solid game. We started off the game not great. We didn't really have energy. We looked like we were on the back-to-back. But the biggest thing was we responded to that. Continuing to trust each other. Our bench played phenomenally. Karras started, but Karras played well defensively. Max, George, Ty, that's what we need, especially when you got guys like Evan and Isaac out. You got to find it somewhere. Obviously we're going to do what we do, but having the contribution from the whole team, that's what it's all about.
Get over here, Darius. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Hey, you look at the third quarter, and you held them to 19 points. 18-0 run that extended it into the fourth quarter. Just what fueled that sense of urgency, do you think, for your team?
Defensive stops. We got on the defensive glass, and that's when we got out in transition, got some open ones. Don was making the right play, making some big shots. And then our bench came in, Ty, George, Vert came into a starting position and really played a part. And Dean shot the ball really well, so.
And dunked, you see that?
Huh? The tip dunk was insane. So, everybody played a part, and the defensive rebound helped us a lot, for sure, just to get our offense flowing.
Hey, this team's always been about accountability, and this guy to your left took a lot of accountability after last game, then comes out, puts up 36. What did you make of how he personally responded as well?
He always responds, and he always going to put the blame on himself when it's a team game. But that's what MVPs do, though. He always responds. A big night like this against another great West Coast team, we needed all of it. So.
What do you make of just this kind of behind-the-scenes relationship that a lot of people don't get to see? I get to see you guys walking over here, talking about the game, talking about the things you guys messed up on, but it's really neat to see how you both support each other so much.
I think the biggest thing is we've always had this relationship from the first time we got here, but I think the biggest thing is the on-court is finally starting to catch up in a lot of positive ways, starting to understand each other. I took a bad shot, and the first thing he said to me was, come on now. Being able to have that dialogue, be able to have that relationship, I think is what helps us be who we are. Off the floor, that's my brother, man. But I think on the floor, we continue to take steps individually, but also collectively as a tandem. And I think for us, just continuing to be ready, take steps by steps, and when the time comes, continue to be who we are.
We talk about you two a lot, but I don't think this game would have been won without Ty Jerome. Can you just spotlight how he impacts winning when he comes in the game?
He does it all. He's a winner. He's won a championship in college at Virginia. As the player of the year, I think for him, I can't say we all expected him to come out and play like Steph Curry off the bench, but I think for us, continue to be a steady. He's always steady with us. He knows he's always, he don't stop.
Right.
He's always here, and that's what we love about him and we respect about him. He always puts the work in. He's always there doing his stretches, his treatments, doing the little things to be ready for us every night.
Darius, what's the big thing that stands out to you about tonight?
We competed at a high level. We was down one of our all-stars with Evans, so we had to go help our big fella Jane in the paint, and everybody rebounded. That was something that we was talking about in the locker room at halftime that we need to get better at. So all the guards came in and started helping on the rebounding, and George with a double-double, which was huge for us. So rebound was a big thing for us tonight, and I think we executed pretty well in the second half for sure.
Hey, speaking of All-Stars, for all you guys watching right now, you know what to do. Go out there and vote. It is time because we got 4 All-Stars on this team, and 2 of them are standing right here. Great game, guys.
Hey, shout out to the lady in the elevator that wished us bad luck and said we were going to be terrible tonight. She set the tone for the whole night. I just wanted to say that.
Oh!
Thank you, Serena.
Back to you, Kaylee.
Serena, thank you. Well, now we know where the motivation came for this team here tonight. And, Booby, let's start by talking Donovan Mitchell, who we just had a feeling would find his rhythm sooner or later, and boy, did he do it tonight. His 10th 30-point game of the season, 36 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. What allowed him to be so effective and efficient on both ends?
I mean, we just knew he would respond, right? He had a couple off nights for him. So I felt like tonight he knew without Ev, he had to take it to another level. We talk about him sacrificing so much of his game for everybody else. Tonight, he took it on himself to make sure these guys knew that we needed this win and we were going to get it done by any means necessary.
Yeah, Darius said, hey, Donovan always takes the blame, puts it on himself when he has an off night. We saw that in OKC, and he said, hey, this was on me.
Yes, that's the sign of a great leader.
And even though it may not have only been on him, look at the response, 36 points here tonight. But let's talk about his partner in crime, and that is Julius Garland, who also had a huge night. He finished with 29 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. What stood out to you about his performance?
I mean, come on, Kaylee. Name a better backcourt. I'll wait. There is not one in the league. That's why both of these guys deserve to be in that game. And Darius is just continuing to get into that zone. He just looks so comfortable out there. All of his shots look effortless. Getting to the paint, opening up the game for the rest of his teammates. He's just a maestro out there right now on the floor. He's just making the game so easy for the rest of his guys, and that's the testament of a great point guard.
How about this? He is now tied with Mark Price for 3rd all-time with 802 made threes. Pretty good company. Again, we showed some of his assist numbers earlier, and he just keeps climbing the ranks in a number of categories. Julius Garland is certainly cementing himself here in Cavaliers franchise history.
Absolutely. He's one of the greats. He left me in the dust a while back, and I feel like he's going to catch those other guys pretty soon with the way he's shooting the ball, the way he's playing. Julius Garland deserves to be on that All-Star team. He's had to make sacrifices to his game, too. And so to see him out there catching his groove and leading this team with a smile and a chip, I'm loving every minute of it.
Well, Serena said at votecavs.com, just 2 more days to vote. Voting closes on Monday. The Cavaliers still looking to get the core 4 to San Francisco. So, Cavs fans, we need you to go do your job. Head online, go votecavs.com on your computer, get your phone out, whatever you got to do. Get those votes in. The Cavaliers need them. We got plenty more coming up here on Cavaliers Live. The Cavs taking down the Timberwolves tonight, 124-117. How about the performance from George Niang, his 2nd career double-double? Cavaliers Live is presented by Wayside Furniture in Akron, furnishing Northeast Ohio for 87 years. By GMC, visit your Northern Ohio GMC dealer for a test drive today. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Okay, if that is the weather out in Minnesota, the Cavaliers cannot get home fast enough, although it is quite chilly here in Cleveland, but the Cavaliers coming away with a 7-point victory here tonight, 124-117. The Cavaliers were tested here this evening and certainly looked to respond after the loss to Oklahoma City, and that meant a response from the bench. Well, it's safe to say that the Cavaliers' second unit certainly responded in a big way. They finished with 35 points, and George Niang led the way with his 2nd career double-double, 15 points and 10 rebounds for Niang here this evening. Baby, what got George going tonight?
I don't know. That minivan had a Hemi in it tonight, baby. He was on the boards. He was driving to the rack. He was making threes. And without Ev on the floor, we needed every bit of it. And so great job by him being ready to play, ready to step in, make shots. And look at Kenny, man. Kenny's out there celebrating with the guys. That's when you know the vibes are good.
Yeah, all 35 points coming from this trio. George Niang with 15. Ty Jerome also added 15, and Max Strus with 5 points and 6 rebounds. Huge contributions from these 3. Booby, let's talk Ty, because Ty has stepped up in some of the biggest moments throughout the first half of the season, and once again, he delivers here tonight. What allows him to play so freely and so confidently in this system?
I mean, you can't say enough about this guy. He's in limited minutes, doesn't have much time out there on the floor, but every single minute is effective. He's either making a jump shot or making an assist or stealing the ball playing defense. So for our bench, he's so important to what we do because he keeps our guys organized. And it seems like when he touches the floor, that ball gets to popping and those assist numbers go up. And that shows that he's a very unselfish player and the guys love to play with him.
When you look at the Cavs, obviously the core four jumps out and they deserve every bit of hype that they're getting. But when you look at this team's success and how far they can go, how important does that bench unit become?
It's going to matter. Like Shaq says it all the time. The others are so important when it comes to a full team and even supporting your guys when you have a guy out or even when they're in. Sometimes the starters just don't have it, but the guys on the bench are there to bring energy and every single night bring that intensity to the floor. And so it's been great to see these guys pick it up after a loss and show that resiliency that these guys have been showing all season long.
35 bench points for the Cavaliers tonight, 30 combined for George Niang and Ty Jerome, stepping up in the biggest moments for the Cavaliers against the Timberwolves this evening. More to come here on Cavaliers Live. We're going to hear from the head coach, Kenny Atkinson, when we return.